they had more of an aura. I think people, when I was young, had more of the aura of a personage. Now, I knew both Tennyson and Browning quite well, and certainly if either of them came into the room, you would think, here's a personage, especially Tennyson. He always wore a sort of Italian opera cloak when he was out of doors, and he walked along in complete absorption and took care not to see you if you were there, because he was so absorbed in poetic meditation. He was rather a fraud. I thought him a humbug. Browning was not. Browning was much more ordinary in a way. My first encounter with Browning was when I was 2 years old. He came to lunch with my people, and he talked the whole time without stopping in a very harsh voice. And at last I, being 2 years old, said, I wish that man would stop talking. And everybody else was feeling the same thing, but of course they had to say hush, hush. Oh, he was very well groomed, very neat, very tidy, the sort of man who would be pleasant to old ladies. There's a picture of him by Max Beerbohm, visiting the Me Society at Cambridge, or something like that, and it gets him very right, with a beautiful top hat upside down beside his chair, very glossy and very smooth. And yes, he was very much a man to be an old lady's darling. Tennyson was portentous and tremendous, and sort of, oh, I don't know. No, I didn't like Tennyson. He was altogether too conscious of himself as a great man. I remember a story that I was told about him when I was young. He'd been going to visit in some country house, and he'd said that above all he did not want to have people coming to see him. He wanted to have quiet time there, and so they took enormous pains to tell all the neighbourhood not to call. And towards the end of the second day he said, nobody seems to want to see me. I don't think he was exactly liked, but he was immensely admired.